Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I would like to welcome you in Tech Minds by JIC. And it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Samer Yamak. Dr. Samer is an expert in smart cities and advanced technologies. We are so happy to have you with us in this podcast. And first, let me start by asking you to introduce yourself and let us know more about your professional journey and how did you come to smart cities.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nadine, for this lovely invitation and for being here in JIC College. Thank you, JIC College, for this podcast. My name is Samer Yamak. I've been Saudi over the past 25 years. I started the smart cities journey back in 2008 when I joined Cisco. It was a bit of a passion and a funny topic, but I quickly realized that smart city is a complicated topic. It's a massive topic. It's a lot of different initiatives in one. I love the topic, and I've been in smart city since 2008. I have a master in computer engineering. I have 2 MBAs from University of Leicester and University of Liverpool, and I'm also a doctorate candidate in Heriot-Watt University in business as well. My focus right now in my research at Heriot-Watt is on smart cities, actually. So that's about me.
Let us know more about smart cities. So, what is smart cities exactly? And are they the same like cognitive cities?
Very good. So let's start with the smart cities first. So it's a concept that has been used and maybe even abused over the past maybe 30 years. And it has a lot of different definitions. I'd like to take it a bit backward when it first started. Initially, it was just about adding a bunch of technologies to a city to make it a bit more connected. That was the initial plan. But then let's call it Smart Cities 1.0. Smart City 2.0, the next wave of smart cities, begin about the human factor of the smart city. So there has to be a reason why we're plugging that technology. So it started to become about more human-centric smart cities as opposed to just technology-centric. And Smart City 3.0, the third wave of smart cities, it was about having a interaction between the humans and the machines as opposed to humans and humans only, so that you can leverage the best out of the cities. Now, this introduction about the wave of smart cities, let me jump to the next topic, which is the cognitive cities. It's one of the, let's go to recent initiatives over the past few years. So cognitive cities, by design, it's a smart city. But what's extra is the fact that there's a lot of more extra sensors, but more importantly, the city by system or by device or technology by AI feels and senses and lives with the citizen, and they can interact far more autonomously. What does it mean? Just imagine, for the sake of argument, the city can sense your happiness level and it can suggest the right restaurant depending on your mood. The city may, for example, understand that you are, for example, it's your lunchtime and they can suggest the favorite restaurant of the month. So when the city knows and has a brain that can think with you, can reason with you, and far beyond the human intervention, it becomes more and more automated towards what is known as cognitive cities.
Okay. So that's really interesting, and obviously it will enhance the quality of life.
Yes.
So can we know more about the anatomy of smart cities and all enabling technologies
Very
behind?
Good. So I've written a research, or let's say an article on LinkedIn, and you're welcome to call it. I wanted to use a nice, funny word. I called it Samba. So if you want to think about the anatomy of a smart city, think about the acronym Samba. So sense, I forgot the words, but so 5 layers. You've got the sensing technologies, the sensors on the ground. You've got the aggregation. Yes, I know now aggregation. You've got the management layer to manage all those data. Again, you have the display layer to display all the data from coming city. And finally, you have the reasoning layer, the thinking process. Smart city stops not just at the display of data, because that's not enough. Because think about the mountains of data they're getting. It's not possible that you can put all the data to one person to read and think and make a decision, because people's lives at stake. So what smart city show about is basically having a reasoning layer so that it can see the data, build decisions, and take the right actions. For example, let's say, imagine for the sake of argument, you've got one person locked in a room and there's a fire, but all the buildings or the rooms are closed. Now, traditionally, that person has to contact somebody and contact the fire department and maybe go on the stairs, maybe the elevators are not working. So then there's a fire in the room, people's life at jeopardy. So what smart cities should do, they can detect that based on this guy's sensor on the cameras, there's a person in charge here. The closest person, maybe one level below, let him come. They will ping him on the mobile phone, go and open the door for that guy. So going back to your question again, so in simple mode, these are 5 layers: the sensors, the aggregation or the networking, the management layer, the display layer, and the analysis layer.
So this is Samba as per the article
Samba,
you have
yes.
published. What about the challenges in building smart cities?
So think about all those layers. When people think about layers, they immediately think, wow, that's very expensive. In a way, it might be. And that's probably challenge number one. When you think about smart cities, the number one challenge is the ability to deploy a vast array of sensors and devices, especially in dense area, or could be in underground. For example, if you want to monitor the sewage system, you want to monitor the water leakage system, the electricity, you need some sensors to be under the ground. So the number one challenge in smart cities basically is having to deploy a lot of sensors everywhere, and what's more importantly, collect the data on a constant basis. So that's number one. Number two, basically, the scarcity of resources, because the whole purpose of smart city is try to collect data and optimize the use of resources. So having limited resources is a challenge for smart city, how to use the resources in an optimized manner. For example, the use of water. Okay, if you detect any leakage and if you react very late, you're losing water. If you have a electricity, let's say, shortage, and it may affect a building, then you may lose electricity in a building. That's an issue. So the whole purpose of smart city is to collect data and aggregate it. Back to the question, challenge question. Number two is the being able to reach out to all citizens. So you should not favor a people or a city or a road or street as opposed to others. Everybody should have access to the technology, the services. Everybody should be able to benefit from education, etc. So being able to cater for all society is very important. And then you've got number four, one of the major, is the ability of the data scientists who are able to understand, able to be in that field, to read this data and try to support the city in developing. And finally, we cannot deny this last point, which is the cybersecurity. The more you have data, the more it's prone for attacks, the more it's prone for hackers coming in. You need to find a way to secure this data to prevent them from being, let's say, stolen. Okay.
So that's really interesting. So let us now move to our students who are graduating with, let's say, computer science degree or information technology degree. How could we advise them to pursue their career in smart cities?
By the way, I'm a computer engineering, so I am from that background. But when I start understanding the importance of smart cities on our lives, now you're designing cities, you're developing cities, it's fantastic. So from a student standpoint, what you need to do is basically try to build a momentum about solving citizen problem. It could be, again, on the sewage system, trying to understand the data from sensor and designing a solution to track the sewage system. It could be, for example, try to track the excess and the increase in waste and prevent it from overloading on the city. It could be traffic management. So there's a lot of different sensors, and you can start developing some POCs, proof of concept, about smart parking, smart irrigation, smart waste, smart lighting, about temperature sensors. It could be, for example, on lighting sensor. Some people are developing solution to monitor the noise in a place and reroute traffic accordingly. So there's a lot of ideas that you can do. It requires some sense of engineering, obviously, to understand the data, some understanding of urban development, how to design cities, and more importantly, some ability to design, as you mentioned, to tweak or to code, do some decoding, to read the data, develop reasoning, and build conclusions for citizens.
Do you have any final thoughts or advices to our students to build their skills in smart cities?
So my simple thought to the student is the following. Being in smart cities is affecting the lives of generations to come. Just imagine you are doing something that is going to be used for decades and generations. So I really advise that, if you want to be supportive in your community, if you want to have something that people will talk about it for generations, go for smart cities, go for urban development, develop social in that regard, because your name will be linked to a very long-term development. You are part of improving the quality of life of the people, and that's fantastic. Just imagine that you're part of the citizen quality of life or livability of citizen of cities. So this is something that excites me a lot. That I'm part of something big, which I'm trying to help people, everybody around me, including myself, obviously.
Oh, that's nice. So, anything else you would like to add regarding some events or conferences
Yes.
tackling smart
Yeah.
cities?
So I do recommend to always follow up the latest of technology and roadshows in that event. Why? Because vendors always bring forward such events so that they can tell the latest and their developments. And you realize that when you listen to what AI developers are doing, communication people are doing, ICT are doing, the combined sum of all these elements will really enrich your ideas. So you need to join events by IEEE, by vendors like Huawei, like Honeywell, by even universities, JIC University. They're doing an event which is on the International Committee for Advanced Technology, I think. So attending those events will always help you understand what's happening, be on top of the edge, and most importantly, interact with the peers to listen about what's hoped to achieve. Maybe you'll be part of this development.
Hopefully, it's all about involving students and
Yes.
community.
Yes.
So that would lead to better smart cities and
Indeed,
readiness
Yes, yeah.
for the community.
Indeed, yes, that's correct.
Okay, so I would like to thank you so much for your time and all the informative talk. And I would like to thank our audience for being with us. And we'll see you hopefully next time in Tech Minds podcast by JIC. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.